People are putting stumbling blocks in front of the blind, not necessarily physically blind, but those that are spiritually blind and can't see the wolf in sheep clothing when they come their way, being deceived of everything, even their souls at the end of the day. Or I should say the church service, right? So welcome to Religion Wing TV, where my spiritual ears stay. Hey, we are back with the episode of the Morning Read, episode 351, y'all. I am so excited. So let's go ahead and get right into chapters 19, 20, and 21. But before we do, guys, some people like to get up and read people to filth. Well, we like to get up and read people to life. That's life more abundantly, because we know the Messiah is the way, the truth, and the life, right? And except a man, woman, child go through him, they cannot at all enter the kingdom of heaven. So with that being said, disclaimer, we know that some people are physically blind, spiritually blind, and cannot perceive the things of God. We know some people are spiritually deaf and physically deaf and can't comprehend or understand what thus saith the Lord. There's lost souls, there's demonic souls, there's unrepentant hearts, there's just people who hate God in this world. You and I, all of us can benefit from this word, right? I tell you, apart from God, we are absolutely nothing. Although some of y'all think y'all all that in a bag of chips. Let's go. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1. Let's read. And the Lord spoke unto Moses. Wait, I like this bell better. Got more of a high pitch. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Okay? Alright, now this is God talking to you all, alright? He's saying, I am your Lord, your God. Verse 3, Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. 4, Turn ye not unto idols, and make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. 5, And if you offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. Because he's saying, I'll accept it, or I'll reject it. That's why I try to tell people, God ain't out here accepting everybody's prayers. He's not out here accepting everybody's offerings and sacrifices and all this stuff. Like, it's at your own will when it comes to God. He chooses to favor who he want to favor. Be merciful to whom he want to be merciful to. Gracious to whom he wants to be gracious to. He chose to be gracious to the 12 tribes of Israel, and mankind turned that away from God. Turned the people away from God, so it doesn't exist. So now, 6 says, It shall be eaten by the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, and if aught remain until the 3rd day, it shall be burnt in the fire. 7, And if it be eaten at all on the 3rd day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. So there's some things God don't accept in this world. Stop saying God accepts everything. Everything under the sun is up. God ain't with a lot of this stuff the world has told you he's down with. Verse 8, Therefore, everyone that eateth it shall bear his own iniquity. Because he hath profaned the hallowed thing of the Lord, and thou soul shall be cut off from among his people. 9, And when you reap the harvest of your lands, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy fields, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. Now y'all bear with me. I'm doing this without glasses, okay? By the grace of God. By the grace of God. Verse 10, And thou shalt not glean thine vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thine vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am the Lord your God. Now who you out here serving? 11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. 12. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of God, of thy God. I am the Lord. 13. And we all know God. People use God for come up, to be on television, to have clout, following, and all of that, but aren't really living for God. Because if they were, they wouldn't be out here teaching white Jesus. They'd be out here teaching, I am the Lord your God. 13 says, Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. You know how some people owe you money for pay? And like if you go to the job, he said, why hold it till the morning? I did my work today, and you want me to work a whole 2-3 weeks sometimes before I get paid on the job when you first start a job. God is saying, whoa. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. But yet employers hold your wages weeks at a time, and then sometimes don't even want to pay you what it's worth. Think about it. Who are we serving out here? 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear thy God. I am the Lord. And this happens. People are cursing the deaf, those that can't hear what thus saith the Lord. And even if you can, people are still trying to put curses on you and defame your character in the Lord, right? And people are putting stumbling blocks in front of the blind, not necessarily physically blind, but those that are spiritually blind and can't see the wolf in sheep clothing when they come their way, being deceived of everything, even their souls at the end of the day. Or I should say the church service, right? So 15, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the persons of the poor, nor honor the persons of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor, whether you're poor or whether you are righteous and mighty and honor and all of this. The righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. But in righteousness, I don't care if you're rich or poor, black or white, right is right in the eyes of God. Wrong is wrong in the eyes of God. Let's go ahead and get right into 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer, just telling tales and lies among the people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. And a lot of you people have killed your neighbor. You don't love your neighbor as you love yourself. This world wouldn't be so upped up on the for the most part. And on the contrary, it wouldn't be so demonic. Everybody that say they love God is supposed to take this as their life lesson and try to apply it and do the best we can by it. I told you there's some instances when I tell God, look, if my neighbor is killing, stealing, and robbing me, there's always self-defense, and you better take care of yourself, and you don't got to love your neighbor at that particular point in time. And maybe you do, because if you love your neighbor, you make sure he ain't out here or she ain't out here offending the neighbors, right? I'm just saying, we got to stop being so passive, because you see, obviously God isn't, and really don't care about your feelings. I know he didn't care about mine when I first came to the Lord. So 16 says, Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among the people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord. 17, Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. And this happens within families. Forget neighbors. And most neighbors sometimes are related to you and your family, right? Depending on where you come from. But it goes on. It's going down everywhere you look. Social media, you see everybody doing this. 18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. And now you can tie this in New Testament. 2 commandments. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And love yourself as you love your neighbor. Love the neighbor as you love yourself. You know. And I think if people did that, we would have less animosity amongst the people, less discord amongst the people, right? Amongst the brethren. So 19 says, ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy fields with mingled seed, neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. God was about keeping things separate, using it for his own intended purposes, right? But here now we blend everything together with this modern day fashion. Trust me, I've done it. I've taken certain fabrics and textures and colors. He's saying keep things separate. And he's also showing a point here. If the cattle gender should not be diverse with different kinds, thou shalt not let the cattle gender with a diverse kind, different kind, mingle with sheep. Wasn't supposed to be mingling with rams and lambs, and you know what I'm saying. Same thing with the children of Israel. We were not supposed to be mixing and mingling and all one big melting pot. Trust me. 20. And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman that is bondmaid, betrothed to an husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she is not free. Wow. You know how many people are in this situation? Wow. 21. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. Okay? And let's get right into 22. And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Lord for his sin which he hath done. And the sin shall he have done shall be forgiven him. 23. Thank God for that 3 did look like a 9, y'all, but I just remember we did verse 22. I was not about to run and go get those glasses, okay? So verse 23. And when ye shall come into the lands, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of. For the first 3 years, toss out all the harvest. It's uncircumcised. When it comes to that 4th planting, that 4th go around, that 4th year, I'm assuming here, right? 24. But in the 4th year you shall, oh hallelujah, but in the 4th year all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise the Lord withal. Yes. Look at the 5th year, 25. And in the 5th year ye shall eat of the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am the Lord your God, and this is why I choose to serve. I am that I am, the Lord my God. 26. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall you use enchantment nor observe times. What is enchantment? Every freaking Disney, Pixar, Warner Brothers movies you could freaking think of. And most of these children Disney flicks out here today observe all kinds of times. Now I know they say redeem the time. Pay attention to the signs of the times. God is saying in 26, don't eat nothing with blood, neither shall you use enchantments, nor observe times. 27, you shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. So the head supposed to be square and the beard ain't supposed to have no corner, mar the corners. Okay, but a lot of people have been doing this. 28, you shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. And you know what? This is in reference to tattoos, I believe. And I told y'all I have 7. Before I got really, really serious, I had probably like maybe 3 or 4 homemade tattoos, and then when I became, a little righteous, I went out and still got a couple tattoos. So I've had to repent, y'all. But basically, he said for the dead. I've never done one for the dead. No, But there's a lot of people who have faces and names for the dead that they have lost. Family members, loved ones that suffered loss of life. And sure, they tattoo themselves. God says no, nor print any marks upon you. And I used to try to justify this. God says with a twinkling of in his eyes, they say you're not supposed to wink and you're not supposed to do a lot of things, right? But here we see from I am the Lord, no more cutting the flesh for the dead. We have to, the thing about growing in the Lord is once you know better, you do better. So no more cutting the flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you from here going forward. 29 says, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness. And this is funny because me and a good friend of mine was just having a conversation about prostitution. Lord have mercy. God is so in the business of confirming what you believe in and what you talked about and we were just having a conversation about this. Most people would have went out to prostitution by now. Man, there's shout out to Shay Means, an admitted young lady on social media telling you how she get around and travel doing that very thing. There's sex workers in person and online. And some people just don't have to resort to prostitution, nor have ever had to pimp out their children like some cultures and countries do around the world. And especially here in America, they pimp and prostitute themselves out now at a young age. Because that's the thing. This is what America is teaching its children to do. So God is saying it's wrong, people. And we were just having this pretty much conversation. So 30, ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. People aren't keeping Saturday as the holy day and the sanctuary. If the Messiah, Jesus, and anybody else had any good sense and was still alive, would be in the churches, as I'm doing here through this channel, turning the tables over, whipping them with the whips. Because these sanctuaries are vile and very defiled and have defiled the name of God in so many ways. Even these televangelist people have done God dirty. So, 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. And everybody went defiling themselves after the Harry Potters of the world, these familiar spirits in church and on TV where they look like they're doing miracles, paying people to pretend like they're doing miracles and things are happening in the church. God says, regard not them that have familiar spirits. Don't regard them. Neither seek after these alleged wizards out here to be defiled by them. And many people are defiled by the magicians of the dang on church, y'all. So with that being said, 32. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head, H-O-R-H-O-A-R-Y, hoary head, not the hoary, W-H-O-R-R, R-Y, not that hoary, no, hoary. And honor the face of the old men and fear thy God. I am the Lord. See, we should rise up for the gray hair, but on social media and in life in general, people just don't honor the elders anymore. Hell, we got generations of elders, but there's elders alive right today that don't get the flowers, the respect, the due honor or praise or whatever it is people like to give people. I told you, don't be over here trying to feed my flesh. If you can't feed my spirit, we can't be fed, okay? Now, with that being said, 33. And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. You can't invite people into your home and then become a burden to the person. Become, hateful and mean-spirited and just get on that person's nerve. For the love of God, no. 34. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. And I'm going to add here, unquote. And they loved the hell out of you down there in Egypt for some reason, children of Israel. Back to quote, I am the Lord your God, okay? So yeah, he's saying you were strangers in Egypt. And they baby, you was taken care of down there. They looked out for you. They fell in love with you. You was one with Egypt. And now today you still are in the house of Egypt, the land of bondage. One with the mentality of Egypt. Alright. So 35 says, you shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. And metayard in weight are in measure. Meter yard in weight are in measure. No matter how you judge or weigh something or analyze something, be righteous about it. 36. A lot of people, let me say this, don't like people. And a lot of people fall through the cracks because people don't like them. Forget who you like and listen to what is being said. That's all I ask my following to do. 36. Just balances. Just weights. A just ephah and a just hin shall ye have. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, where it wasn't just because you was in captivity for over 430 some odd years. 37. Therefore shall you observe all my statutes and all my judgments and do them. I am the Lord. Going right into verse 20, chapter 20, verse 1. Let's read. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, this is still Moses getting the download, getting the transmission from the Lord. And he's relaying it to other people as they have these conversations. And that's all we do over here. We read this good book to you, the news thereof, and give you our commentary as Spirit gives it to us along the way. 2, again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. And he told y'all yesterday in the morning, read 350, don't mess with Molech. And we still got people sacrificing their children on the internet of Molech here in America. Let's see what verse 4 says. And if the people of the land do any ways hide their eyes from the man, when he giveth of his seed unto Molech, and kill him not, 5, then will I set my face against that man, and against his family, and will cut him off. And all that go a-whoring after him to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people. A lot of people are cut off from among the people. That's why they out here doing what they do, especially sacrificing their children. Especially sacrificing their children to Molech on the internet and social media platforms. 6, and the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards to go a-whoring after them, I will even set my face against the soul and cut him off from among the people. God says, I can do miracles. I can do all kinds of things here. But y'all want to go out there and follow these magicians, these familiar spirits, these people who have conjured up the wickedness and know how to pretend to turn a snake into a staff and water into blood and okay, I get it, but that's not the real deal. And I'm going to cut you off from among the people. And there's a lot of races out here cut off from among the people because they practice voodoo, certain forms of the wicked. What God is saying, familiar spirits, the divination spirits, and witchery, wizard, sorcery. Okay? Now that doesn't mean voodoo and all of that. Shout out to Miss Dovey Milton too. They were having a conversation over there about candles, how to know the inner man in spirituality of something like that. And they were over there talking about these kinds of things. Some people were saying it's voodoo, this, that, and the third. Other people saying it's spirituality. This is what God is saying, and that's all we do over here is just try to show you what God says about certain things, and then you have the choice and the decision, like God said, at your own will to decide to follow him, take his advice, serve him, worship him, or not. So verse 7 says, sanctify yourselves therefore and be ye holy, for I am the Lord your God. And this is all we want, people. 8 says, and you shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord which sanctify you. And everyone that curseth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. He that curseth his father or his mother, his blood shall be upon him. 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Now, what do you guys got to say about that? 11. And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Now, Jacob was not put to death when Reuben went with one of his wives or something like that. I'm not sure. 12. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have wrought confusion. Their blood shall be upon them. Again, God told you yesterday in 350 that what you guys are doing now, talking to these people then and you now, It was done before. And he's telling them, don't sleep with your daughter-in-law, because that's what Judah did. And remember, he had his sons, and through one of them comes the Lion of the tribe of Judah. So listen to me. God's saying we don't want that to go down no more, though. That they were disrespectful. They was disobedient. They was roughneck people. They was wild, honey. They was wilding out. So God is telling them, look, this stuff happened before, and I'm telling you out of my own mouth right now, don't do it. 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, mankind is man. Both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So for all of y'all out here that want to know what God feel about man laying with another man, because if it was mankind, woman wouldn't come behind it, as he lieth with a woman. So this is mankind, any man. So 14 says, and if a man take a wife for her mother, it is a wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you. And Christianity says all of this is forgiven. All of this is forgiven. 15. And if a man lieth with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast. 16. And if a woman approach unto any beast, and lie down thereto, thou shalt kill the woman and the beast. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And I bet you at that point in time, God's saying, no, that it is. It'll teach you a lesson. Y'all don't want to be taught a lesson. So Paul says, do away with these lessons, and now y'all lessonless and y'all lawless. When you don't have the lessons of God and living by the lessons of God, you are lawless, okay? Because lessons are laws, and laws are lessons when it come to God. And you Christians don't follow by any of it, all right? So 15 says, and if a man lay with a wife, with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast. 16. And if a woman approach unto any beast and lie down thereto, thou shalt kill the woman and the beast, that surely should be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. 17. And if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, y'all. And they shall be cut off in the sight of their people. He hath uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear his iniquity. And this always reminds me of Flowers in the Attic. Y'all remember that series? One of my favorites growing up, but yeah. Petals of the Wind and all that stuff. Baby. So, 18. And if a man shall lie with a woman having her sickness, and shall uncover her nakedness. Now her sickness will be referred to as menstruation, maybe. He hath discovered her fountain, and she hath uncovered the fountain of her blood. And both of them shall be cut off from among their people. So, just encourage people not to have sex with their menstruation. A lot of people have been cut off from amongst the people. 19. And thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, nor of thy father's sister, for he uncovereth his near kin. They shall bear their iniquity. Now let's get right into 20. And if a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he hath uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin. They shall die childless. You ever wonder why people ain't have no children out here in this world? Besides willing abortions and things of that nature. Some people's wombs are just closed up, honey, from maybe this abomination here. 21. And if a man shall take his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing. He hath uncovered his brother's nakedness. they shall be childless. 22. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them, that the land whither I bring you to dwell therein spew you not out. And we talked about being spewed out the mouth of the Messiah in 350, right? In episode 350. So 23, ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation, America, which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhor them. Lord have mercy. See, that's the Lord, the nation. Which nation is he talking about here, y'all? Which nation is the Lord talking about? If you shall not walk after the manners of the nation, which I cast out before you. So he cast out a nation, and y'all still out here who committed all these things he's talking about, and y'all still out here following nations. I wonder if he's talking about the nation of Islam. What nation is he talking about, y'all? So 24 says, but I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people. 25. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between clean fowls and unclean fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beast, or by fowl, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, because they was out here wilding out, sleeping with everything, which I have separated from you as unclean. We've been through it. God literally told you was clean, was unclean, and he's steady telling these people, knock it off with the unclean thing. Do your best. So 26 says, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I am the Lord, and for I the Lord am holy, and have severed you from other people, that you should be mine. I cut you off from other people, and them same very people you brought back in the fold. So 27 says, a man also or a woman that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them, because they're out here trying to mimic God. Going right into chapter 21, verse 1, let's read. And the Lord said unto Moses, speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among his people. Wow. And I know there's a lot of people in this world that feel defiled for dead people they have lost, loved ones that suffer loss of life for whatever reasons. People feel defiled. Feel, somehow it's their fault maybe, or somehow it is their fault. 22, verse 2, Lord have mercy. Still without the readers though. But for his kin that is near unto him, that is, for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother. 3, and for his sister a virgin that is nigh unto him, which hath had no husband, for her may he be defiled. Wow. 4, but he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself. 5, they shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their head, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. 6, they shall be holy unto their God, and not profane the name of their God, for the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and the bread of their God they do offer. Therefore they shall be holy. 7, they shall not take a wife that is a whore or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is holy unto God. 8. Thou shalt sanctify him therefore for the offering the bread of thy God. He shall be holy unto thee, for I, the Lord, which sanctify you, am holy. Listen, he's saying Aaron's sons ain't taking no whore. He's saying Aaron's sons ain't taking no profane woman. He's saying neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband. For these guys right here, Aaron's sons, they are holy unto his God, okay? Wow, God is so amazing. And this is king and queen status. This is royal priesthood right here. This is holy nations. Now, he told you about that nation you out there following, but this is a holy nation right here, y'all. And all we can do is pray that the Levites come on and get it back, Aaron's sons. Thou shalt sanctify him before thee. Thou shalt sanctify him therefore, for he offereth the bread of thy God. He shall be holy unto thee, for I am the Lord, which sanctify you, am holy. 9. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore. Oh, you can play the whore? Oh, no. It's a roll, honey. She profaneth her father. She shall be burned with fire. God have mercy. 10. And he that is a high priest among his brethren, upon his head the anointing oil was poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garments, shall not uncover his head, nor rend his clothes. 11. Neither shall he go in to any dead body, nor defile himself for his father or for his mother. Wow. 12. Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his God, for the crown of the anointing of his God is upon him. I am the Lord. Are you hearing what thus saith the Lord, y'all? You don't hear this in Christianity, I know. Because that blood the Lord tell you to stay away from over here is over there. And it got some of y'all deaf, okay? Some of y'all submerged so far in it, y'all ain't over here listening to what thus saith the Lord. 13. And he shall take a wife in her virginity. 14. And a widow or a divorced woman or profane or an harlot, these shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. Keeping the bloodline pure. I don't care what y'all say. This is keeping the bloodline pure. The same familiar spirit the queen has in Buckingham Palace. Keep the bloodline pure, no outsiders. This was the children of Israel's inheritance first. And that familiar spirit y'all out there following mimicked off of God and took what was righteous and made it unrighteous. So, 15. Neither shall he profane his seed among his people, for I, the Lord, do sanctify him. 16. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, 17. Speak unto Aaron, saying, Whosoever he be of thy seed in their generations that hath any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his God. 18. For whatsoever man he be, he that hath a blemish, he shall not approach a blind man, or a lame, or he that hath a flat nose, or anything superfluous, superfluous, a flat nose, Lord have mercy. 19. Or a man that is broken-footed or broken-handed. 20. Or a crookback, or a dwarf, or that hath a blemish in his eye, or be scurvy, or scabbed, or hath his stones broken. Kidney stones. 21. No man that hath the blemish of the seed of Aaron, the priest, shall come nigh to offer the offerings of the Lord made by fire. He hath the blemish. He shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his God. Going right into 22, y'all. He shall eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy. Most holy and of the holy. 23. Only he shall not go in unto the veil, nor come nigh unto the altar, because he hath the blemish, that he profane not my sanctuaries. For I, the Lord, do sanctify them. In the last verse of the morning, read y'all 351:24 says, And Moses told it unto Aaron and to his sons, and unto all the children of Israel. And with that being said, shalom, y'all. May God bless you, keep you, make his face to shine upon you, be so gracious unto you that he lift up his face upon you, and his countenance be in you, and his shalom peace be on you, in you, and all around you. And with that being said, have a great day, everybody. God bless you, and thank you so much for loving on this channel in order for me to get the love on you guys. And with that being said, I hope all is well with you all, and stay safe out here, because one thing I know, if you submit yourself unto God and resist the devil, he will begin to flee. That Bible says from you. And I hope this is encouraging you today. All right. With that being said, I'll see you in episode 352. Shalom, everybody. Bye.